go live?
We are live, I think.
We are live! There we go.
I mean, I think we are.
It seems to be showing us on the screen one at a time.
I think that's okay. Is it, maybe you've got us in speaker view in Zoom.
Have you got us, what was on your screen, Paul?
I don't know, because I can't get back to Zoom because of that issue that I'm always having of going back to Zoom. Sorry. Right. Yes, so if I put it in, because I keep forgetting, you've put me in charge. Anyone who's listening to this now is going, Jesus Christ. This is my entire working life now.
Yeah, I think if you put gallery view, then I presume you'll be able to see all of us, yeah.
Yeah, at the moment it is just showing us, it is working. It's showing us one at a time, but everyone can now hear this. I say everyone.
I can see all three of us.
So,
we did it.
So we've done it, which is very exciting and a little bit terrifying. Hello, everybody. Put
Hello.
A comment.
Hi, Will. Hi, Gary.
Hi.
Hi. I see I'm the only one who bothered to do a proper background.
Yeah, sorry.
No proper background.
Actually, I might just angle it so you can't see too much. You can just see a door and half a picture.
Working. It's showing us one at a time, but everyone can now hear it. It's definitely working. I just turned it on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yay. And if you are there, if you are watching, like, do make a comment and say hi, because then it's nice to know that there are actually people.
We've got Will in Somerset, and we've got Alexander who's in Wiltshire.
Yay!
An appropriate name. I like the fact we have somebody called Alexander. Now, do we have anybody called Lovejoy? Or Eric?
Well, or Eric.
They can be called whatever they like on YouTube.
There's about 17 people watching, so I'm going to keep an eye on the chat.
Fantastic.
Welcome.
So what I'll do is everyone now, importantly, so we've got several ways for people to interact with us tonight. I'm just still bowled over that Em managed to work out how to do this, and I think she's going to blackmail me with all the preamble, which is mainly me going, what do I press now? Is it that one? Do I press that one? And occasionally shouting at my husband, who is trying to help, but who is now going to open me a bottle of Prosecco.
Wait, hang on.
So I hope you all have your drinks. Em has her Pinot Grigio Fizz.
Kim says hello. Kim says hi.
Again. Helen is on one of her Keep in Touch days from maternity leave. Mm-hmm. Spending her Keep in Touch day being on YouTube with a very anxious Pol and a very chilled out with pizza in her background, Em, which I love. Em, but you look like you're on. I think it's a mixture of the hair and the backdrop. Did you used to watch Why Don't You as a kid?
I do look like I'm on some sort of children's TV, like,
Why Don't You? Why Don't You? Do you remember that? Does anybody else remember that? Anyway, ways to interact. I will be on the Twitter. I will be on the Twitter all evening. So if you want to heckle us or chat to us on the Twitter, then you can. And if you would like to heckle or chat to us in the chat, you can do that as well. Frank's going to have a starring role, and then I'm going to leave him alone to recover from the marital abuse that he's just suffered while trying to help me with YouTube.
Frank, you are our hero. Frank.
Hero. Hero.
I think I've always cut Frank's name out of the podcast as well. So
have you?
Frank, on what you're called.
Now no longer incognito.
He's now going to be cognito. Is that the opposite of incognito? He's now cognito.
Yeah.
He's got a look. There you go. He's giving me a glass. Thank you. Ready?
the tension should have loosened it first.
I thought for a minute, because there's like an O on the label, I thought it was like 0. I was like, is this alcohol free or something? But no.
Is it bollocks? Cheers, my dears.
Cheers.
Right, I am now going to take you guys into another room so that my husband can watch telly, because this is what happens in these lockdown times.
And we can commence.
Oh, we should have got theme music. I haven't got that far yet. There's a pub quiz that I've been doing every, usually on Saturday nights. There he is. Look, he exists. He's trying desperately to get out of shot. Thank you very, very, very much. I love you dearly.
Can I just say thank you to everyone that's joined us instead of Eurovisioning it tonight?
Oh, yes. Well, when we planned it, I didn't think there was anything going to be happening with Eurovisioning. But you will be rewarded, everybody who is logging in. The winner will get one of these. We also
they
have.
do look good.
It looks
Well done.
like that, everyone.
It looks amazing. Thank you, Em. This is Em's design here, but it is signed by all of us, and we will send that out to the winner. Anyone else who would like can get a participation certificate, because it's not the winning, it's the taking part that counts. So shall I run over the rules? I'm going to be bossy. I'm going to be bossy because I've been basically been running meetings all week at work.
She means assertive.
I'm assertive. I'm not bossy. I was told last week I'm not bossy, I'm assertive. So there you go. I'm going to assertively read the rules out. So what we have done, the most important thing is that we get some donations, or as Bob Geldof would have it, give us your fucking money. It's not us. It's not coming to us. If you go to justgiving.com / I did that the other night. I haven't had a drink yet, I promise. / Lovejoy - actually, you can give money to Royal Trinity Hospice, which is the hospice in South London that looked after Dudley Sutton in his final weeks. And they're really short of money at the moment. Loads of you have donated. We've got around £413, I think, last time I looked, which is amazing. Thank you. You're wonderful, wonderful people. The way that this is going to work is we have got 40 questions for you. It took some serious whittling down, didn't it?
I mean, it might be a bit hard, but if you're all in the Lovejoy fandom, then you're going to be fine.
No, Emma's tested it on her family, on her husband, and I've had a colleague at work who's here who's been doing revision, and I have, and lots of people are messaging because on Twitter. Kim says, evening all, we've got some new followers. Kevin says, you look very glam, Em.
I do. I've put a lot of effort. Look, I've even, you can't really see, but I've done like a proper eye. I've learned
it's
how to
the
do it.
80s hair that I quite like. It is very, how long did that take you? It's brilliant.
More time than I'm willing to admit, given what it looks like. But look,
it's lockdown, it's fine.
Apart from me.
I got a stress spot here because the spot wanted to come, so
I think you look fine. We would not have noticed, but now we're all going to be staring at the
just at my zip. Yeah.
My God likes to point out my spots. She's like, oh, you've got a spot here and here and here. So yeah, I'm aware.
My mum used to do this right passive aggressive thing where she'd go, oh, that spot looks painful, which was my mum's way of going, got a spot.
That is such a mum thing.
And she used to go, no, I'm sympathising with you. It looks really painful. And I just thought, no, you're just pointing out, like, as though I wasn't aware enough as a teenager when I had a spot. I'm spot free tonight. I'm quite, and I thought this was slightly Lady Jane-esque. I thought
very Lady Jane-esque.
I didn't really have any Lady Jane or Charlotte-y clothes. Charlotte's very into like the whole off the shoulder things, and Lady Jane's all about the puffed sleeves. So yeah, I think it's so right. So what we're going to do, and I hope, well, I was about to be very magnanimous. What we're going to do, and I hope this works for everyone. What we are going to do, whether it works for you or not, is we've got 40 questions. They're not in rounds as such, but we do have some little themed clumps within the questions. We're going to read out.
Clumps will be the name of this episode. Themed
I think this
clumps.
episode is going to be called Themed Clumps. So we've got some themed clumps. None of them are about us, don't worry. They are all about Lovejoy. But that said, if you do have Lovejoy actually bingo cards, you can probably knock off quite a few of them during this. And then we're going to read you some answers, and we're trusting you all to mark your own. We're assuming that you are all honest people. We're all honest people, and you can't fool an honest man, as we all know from Lovejoy himself, which is not possible. Hopefully, you know the value of everything, not just the price of everything. And if you cheat, you'll be letting yourself down. You'll be letting Lovejoy down. You'll be letting us down. So you're not going to cheat, but it also means, because we're not marking them, that we don't have to know your answers, but it'd be lovely if you want to share your answers with us, then please do stick them in the chat. Em is going to be keeping an eye on the chat, and like a ninja, she will delete anyone who puts the answers in the chat, unless you want to put incorrect answers in the chat and throw them off the scent in a sort of Lovejoy-esque ruse, then that would be fine.
You reminded me I was supposed to be looking at the chat. I've just looked at it. It's popping off. Hello, everybody. Hello, James and Jess in Cheshire. Nice to see you.
And we will give you shout outs.
Claudia, I do look like Eric's dream date. That's what I'm going for.
It is totally what she's going for. She should be
Motorhead t-shirt on.
Oh yeah.
a Motorhead t-shirt. That's sort of going to come up later on, or Pop Groups is going to come up later on. She should be working in a bar in Suffolk or something like that. I'm also going to be keeping an eye on the fundraiser page. We've got £413 at the moment, but please share this link, share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it even with people that don't really know much about Lovejoy, but frankly don't have anything better to do, because it's not like we're going anywhere. The pubs are shut. You might as well be here drinking with us as, you know, sitting in your garden screaming at the moon, which isn't out yet. Or whatever. I'm going to stop rambling. We'll just give it another 5 or so minutes. How are you two getting on? Are you Em and Helen? How are you finding lockdown? Because the novelty's wearing off for me, I must admit.
I mean, it's not, you know, a lot of people say, oh yeah, what am I going to do with my time in lockdown? I'm going to learn how to make sourdough bread. I'm going to learn a new language. I'm going to, you know, get fit. I've got 2 small children, so I am just like, if I survive the day, then that is a good day, and try not to have too much of this and too much chocolate.
Apparently some people have given up booze during lockdown. Who are these people?
I don't know how they're doing it.
I'm definitely drinking more.
No, I'm definitely drinking more. Cheers, Helen.
Cheers, Paul.
Right. How about you, Em? And you're busy doing your hair and drinking. You've got a crate of Pinot.
I have been regularly buying crates in the hope that the Pinot people will notice me and sponsor us.
A free one.
It's my ambition.
Notice me. Can you tweet them? Is there like Pinot?
Oh, we've been on their Instagram stories, so they do know about us.
Oh, okay. So we're already on their gram or whatever. I don't use Instagram, so I don't know what the terminology.
Well, you think they'd have got to it by now, wouldn't you? Right. So, are people? And you can put a little thing on the in the chat. Are people ready to start? People want to give it a go?
Yay!
I like that Darius is asking, what is it about sourdough bread? I quite agree. I don't know what it is about.
I really like sourdough bread, and I should say a friend did bring me around some sourdough bread that she'd learned to make during lockdown, and I enjoyed eating it. Like, I've got nothing against, you know, consuming sourdough bread.
Did she drop it off in like a secret dead letterbox so you didn't have to see each other?
No, we did have a chat in a social distance fashion.
Do you know what sums up, before we go on to the quiz, what just sums up lockdown in Britain is the things that people were panic buying over the different weeks? Because before the lockdown happened, everyone was just envisaging running out of toilet roll, so there was no toilet roll. The first week we went into lockdown, by the end of the week, the 2 things you couldn't buy were tea and biscuits, because everyone was working from home, so they'd all had to stock up on tea and biscuits. Second week of lockdown, you couldn't buy condoms because the British people had got so bored they decided to actually have sex. By the 3rd week, they were bored of having sex, and since then, you've not been able to buy flour. We're baking ourselves out of lockdown.
I couldn't find any bicarb. That was.
I'm on board with all of those activities.
All of those things. And we've got lots of people in the chat saying, yes, ready. Phil says that he's not been drinking, but he's addicted to mint Viennetta. Who isn't, Phil? You are a man of taste.
I'm addicted to dark mint Kit Kats.
Dark mint Kit Kats are amazing.
Mint Kit Kats. Oh my God, they're amazing.
You can get strawberry cheesecake Kit Kats in Japan. They're very nice. And minty, and not minty, green tea Kit Kats.
Like matcha.
I'm going to change my background for every clump.
Every clump.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna read the first 2 clumps. So if we are ready, get a pen, get a bit of paper, and get ready for Lovejoy lock. I'm not even drunk yet. Lovejoy lockdown quiz.
Oh, hi, hello, Lovejoy.
I love that. It's so funny. His hair sort of matches yours, Em, and he's peeking from behind you, and it's rather lovely. And I think somebody should take a picture. All right. So, question number 1. We're starting with some general knowledge questions. Question number 1 is, and this is maybe, we're starting at the beginning, Alice in Wonderland style. Question 1 is, what was the name of the first episode to be based on a book? And what was the name of the book on which it was based? So we're going to be nice to you because we're going to give you 2 points for both, so a point for each answer. So if you know one and not the other, it doesn't matter. So what was the name of the first episode to be based on a book? And what was the name of the book upon which it was based? If anyone remembers our episode, we had a lot of fun saying the word.
Yeah, we said it quite a lot.
Yeah, we liked to say the word a lot.
But don't write the answer in the comment. I mean, admittedly, you could write any answer in the comments because it might not be true. But don't keep writing the answers in the comments because I don't actually know how to delete them on my phone. So,
Yeah,
I like that, by the way.
don't
We
write-
should, I should go
don't
on.
share the answers until we say the answers. Otherwise, it's just no fun for anyone. Please.
Okay,
very
question.
earnest, Helen.
Well, do you want me to? I could try and delete them. Do we want
Question 2 is very, very geeky. Question 2, but again, I'm going to give you 2 points for this, a point for the year and 2 points if you get the entire date. On what date did the original Lovejoy episode, the very first episode, air? What date? Again, we've said it in the podcast, and I know there are some people amongst you who do know this. I'm not going to question why. It's nice to have a hobby, but I mean, this is, to be fair, this is our hobby.
It's my grandma's birthday. That's a clue.
Oh, I thought you meant today. I was like, shout out Helen's gran.
Shout out to Helen's grandma.
Yeah, the date that was the date it was first aired is my grandma's birthday. So that, I mean, I'm basically giving it away, but you know.
So, question 3. And again, I know that some of you know this because I know that some of you have been there. Thank you also, before we move on to Midsummer Maniacs, who've donated £30 for Dudley Sutton, in memory of Dudley Sutton, to the hospice. Midsummer Maniacs is an amazing podcast about midsummer murders, which we reference quite a lot in this podcast. So big up Midsummer Maniacs. So the third question is, what is the real name of the stately home near Sudbury in Suffolk, which is used as Felsham Hall in the series? Morris is going to call your grandma, Helen. You might want to warn her.
She's actually dead.
Yeah, but Morris is actually a medium, psychic medium. So
it
all works out.
We have just recorded Dainty Dish, which has in it a clairvoyant to the rich and famous. So maybe
Also,
Morris knows.
Dainty Dish was on drama this morning and I watched it. I don't know why. I've seen it twice in the last 72 hours or something.
Watch it before the episode. Okay, question 4. Who wrote the theme music for the series? Who wrote the theme music for the series?
It's just me.
He had a cameo in the final episode of series 6. I just want to make this a bit like the BBC, so it's entertaining and informative.
Educate, inform, and entertain. Is it? Or is it?
That's the one.
Yeah.
I've realised the next question I wrote was, and in which episode did he have a cameo? But I need the name of the episode, not just the number. So I've narrowed it down for you because I was feeling nice and because I didn't read ahead. In what? So what was the name of the episode in which he had a cameo?
And thank you, John and Harriet, who've just donated 20 quid to Just Giving. I think we're going to get over our 500 quid target.
I think we are, because
and
you're all.
I hope we don't, because I said I'd cut a fringe in with the kitchen scissors if that happens.
And I know some people are struggling a bit for money at the moment because of the uncertainty around jobs. If you can't donate, it's still lovely to have you with us for the quiz, and we hope that we're keeping you entertained. If you can donate, but you can only donate £1 or £2, that's fine. If all of our followers donated £1 or £2, I mean, we'd have at least £2. No, we'd have we'd have hundreds, and we do have hundreds because you've all been really generous. We're up to £463. So thank you very much. And question 6 of the general knowledge clump, because it's got to be in there, right? This question's got to be in there. What is the name of the plantation in the Lost Colony? I'm sorry, come on.
I was muted then, but I think everyone knows what I said.
No.
I said, Jesus Christ.
And now we've got a little clump on co-stars. And after that, I'm going to pass over to Helen to do the next mini clump or two. So the co-stars, we're on question number 7. This one is easy. People said, oh, am I going to be able to do it? Are they all a bit hard? This one is quite easy, I hope. It is. That's amazing, Em. Em's going for like Top of the Pops circa 1978, which we can never watch again because nobody on it is now absolved from. Yeah. Okay. So question 7. What was Charlotte's occupation? Charlotte Cavendish's occupation? And then question 8 is, what was Tinker's actual army rank? Tinker's actual army rank.
You look like you're writing down the answers.
I noticed that Hindu Man had appeared in the chat. Hello.
Oh, hi, is Hindu Man there? Hi, Hindu Man.
He needs to, but he's 15 minutes behind everybody else because he popped in late. So nobody's telling the answers.
So Hindu Man says he's late, but I'm going to run through these quickly in a minute. So don't worry about it, my darling. We will read them again. Question 9 is, what school did Jane and Victoria attend together? Now, I am going to give you a little clue that may or may not help. It depends how well you know your aristocracy. Princess Anne went there as well.
Which is referenced in the episode.
It is referenced in the episode. It is referenced in Friends in High Places, I believe. Question 10 is, what is the name of the dog in Love Knots?
Probably a human name.
It's usually a human name, isn't it? If anyone's got dog with a human name on their bingo sheet, you can play with both the Lovejoy actually and the Lovejoy bingo sheets, because most of it is going to come up in here. And then question 11, which is a bizarre question to kind of end my clumps, if you like, on, but I'm not very mainstream. I'm doing this. Question 11 is, what about the dog in Raise the Hispanic? So what was the name of the dog in Raise the Hispanic? I'm going to whiz through all of those questions mega quickly. Question 1 was, what was the name of the first episode to be based on a book, and what was the name of the book on which it was based? Question 2, on what date was the original Lovejoy episode aired? Get a point for the year, so take a stab in the dark. You get 2 points if you get the actual date and some sympathy. Question 3, what is the real name of the stately home near Sudbury in Suffolk used as Felsham Hall? Question 4 was, who wrote the theme music for the series? Question 5 was, what is the name of the episode in which he had a cameo? Do not go and look up the answers online, because you're only cheating yourself, really. Question 6, what is the name of the plantation in the Lost Colony? It's all right, got it out of my system now, it's fine. Question 7, what was Charlotte Cavendish's occupation? Question 8, what was Tinker's actual army rank? Question 9, what school did Jane and Victoria attend together? Question 10, what is the name of the dog in Love Knots? And question 11, what about the dog in Raise the Hispanic? Morris says he's learning loads. Good. We aim to please, Morris. Education is what we're going to do.
By Googling the answers.
You'll learn those when we tell you the answers at the end of the first half.
You will. Right. I'm going to hand over to Helen to move on to our guest stars clump. Over to you.
Good evening, everyone. And I should just point out that Paul and Em, as with everything through this podcast, they've done all the hard work in terms of setting this up and encouraging you all to donate. And thank you all so much. I've just kind of popped in, as Paul mentioned, on my Keeping in Touch day.
You did also pop out a baby, though.
Yeah, I mean you have done something quite difficult.
Yeah, so
you've been busy.
Yeah, we've all been doing stuff, you know. So as Paul mentioned, my clump is on guest stars. As we know, there's lots of brilliant people that pop up in Lovejoy from time to time. A lot of the time we're like, who is that person? What were they in? So these are some of the more famous people, I think, these answers. So hopefully you'll be able to get some of them. So question 12, who is the only guest star to play 3 different characters? So this person appears 3 times in different episodes. They play 3 different characters. What is the name of the actress?
If you know the names of all the 3 characters, good for you. No points in it.
No points, just feel a sense of warmth inside.
If you want to write them down to make yourself feel better, though, go for your life.
Question number 13. Which father and daughter acting duo made guest appearances in Lovejoy in Series 3 and Series 6 respectively? I think a point for each. So a father and a daughter, one appeared in Series 3, one appeared in Series 6. What are their names?
Got distracted by my own lipstick then. It's one of those pH ones. You put it on and it adjusts to your pH. I think it looks quite good.
I was actually thinking about putting makeup on for the first time in about 3 months, but I didn't. Sorry, everyone. Question number 14, our favourite person, Freddie the Phone.
Woo!
He actually appears in one episode. Who played him? So
He's referenced forevermore as the phone, though, isn't he? Oh, he's on the Freddy.
who played Freddie T Phone?
You got to know that one. If you know none of the others, you got to know
T-Phone.
that one.
Yeah, Freddie the Phone.
One of my favourite guest stars.
It's brilliant. Question number 15. Virginia McKenna appears in Love Knots as which character? So what's the character name that Virginia McKenna plays in Love Knots? And then finally, for the guest star clump, question 16. What was the occupation of Warren Clarke's character, Brian Nunn? So what was the occupation of the character played by Warren Clarke, who was called Brian Nunn? What did he do? That's another brilliant episode, one of my favourites, I think.
Oh, we ought to do a shout out to Terry. Well, because he wrote that episode.
Yeah.
Of course.
Terry Hodgkinson, if you're watching over in Corsica, cheers to you, sir.
What a pleasure to get stuck.
All your amazing support and input and comments and all of
Really
those things.
fantastic,
I hope
Terry.
you're safe and well.
Terry's been a lovely surprise from starting this entire project, really. We never expected anybody who had anything to do with the programme to even know we existed, and it's just gone from one person to another.
I know, it's been amazing.
More on that later.
Definitely more on that later.
Yeah. The next clump is called Where Did They Go? So it's kind of locations, places that people went to. So question 17, what city did Alex want Jane to move to with him? So that's another fairly easy one, hopefully, for most of you. So where did Alex want Jane to move to with him? Which city?
I've been there. It's not all that.
I've not been there.
Remember those days when you could go to other places?
Yeah. In fact, this round, well, actually, the other parts of this round are not about. Oh no, they're not all about travelling abroad. So yeah, although we're not really going anywhere, are we? Although as long as we stay alert, we can, or something. Who knows?
Stay alert. I hope you're all alert. You all alert tonight.
You're alert.
I'm very alert. I hear that Prosecco is more alert.
I always remember a bit of graffiti I saw when I was like a kid in a toilet that said, "Be alert. The country needs alerts."
Yeah, I've had two.
Did Eric Catchpole write that graffiti?
I've had two people text that to me this week. Britain needs more alerts.
It's just there from, you know, these things from childhood that you just remember. It's always been in my head. So question 18, what was the name of the pub where Tinker went to live with his sister? What was the name of the pub where Tinker went to live with his
Spoilers. I mean, if you haven't watched it now, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean,
we haven't got there yet. You've
had
we haven't got to this point in the podcast, but he does go off to live in a pub. What's the name?
He used to live in a pub. I mean, it maybe explains a lot.
Question 19. At what museum did Beth get a job? And it's a real museum.
It is a real museum.
Helps. It's an actual, not a fictional museum in the Lovejoy world. At what museum did Beth get a job?
That is a really hard question.
It's not.
I sort of didn't realise when I was reading these how hard they were.
That's not. It's in the final episode where they all go their separate ways. Should we give them a clue?
I was going to say which city it was in.
Well, let's just say it's
obvious though, isn't it?
It's within the same area of the country where they are. It wouldn't have necessarily involved having to move. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah,
probably commute.
Yeah, it's
from
commutable from Lavenham. And question 20. Eric briefly worked as what while Lovejoy was in Spain? So what did Eric do while Lovejoy was in Spain, hanging out with Freddie T-Phone? So I'm going to just run through those questions very quickly again. So the first clump, guest stars. Number 12, who is the only guest star to play 3 different characters? Question 13, which father and daughter acting duo made guest appearances in Lovejoy in Series 3 and Series 6, respectively? Question 14, Freddie the Phone only physically appeared in one episode. Who played him? Question 15, Virginia McKenna appears in Love Knots as which character? Question 16, what was the occupation of Warren Clarke's character Brian Nunn? Next clump, where did they go? Question 17, what city did Alex want Jane to move to with him? Question 18, what was the name of the pub where Tinker went to live with his sister? Question 19, at what museum did Beth get a job? And question 20, Eric briefly worked as what while Lovejoy was in Spain?
How does everyone feel that they did? Because what I was going to suggest is that we'll read the answers for the first half, the first 20 questions, and then there's everything to play for in the second half. It'll be interesting to see how people are doing. A lot of people are saying that it's too hard. Phil has said, I love watching Lovejoy, but obviously nothing has stayed in my head. These are quite geeky, but the thing is, when you look at some of the things that the people who listen to the podcast correct us on every week, we figured that geeky was the way to go. Otherwise, you'd all just get 100%. So
that's a very good point.
So, and Gary Lewis has said, pubs. I think we're all feeling a bit like that at the moment, aren't we? Bit nostalgic.
Yeah,
pubs are my main, like, because I know we kind of said it earlier, but I don't really drink in my house very much. I know I've been getting crates of canned wine delivered, but I wouldn't normally do that. And I just miss pubs. I miss pub quizzes.
I miss all of these
karaoke.
things.
I miss, at work where someone says, should we just go and have a quick, and then it just turns into an absolute disaster.
Although, has anybody ever had a quick drink? Because whenever we say at work, should we snip for a quick drink? It's always stumbling out several pints later and just sort of going for a pizza. And
I
I
miss being within 2 meters of other people and touching my face when I'm outside.
never realised how much I liked. I mean, I know I'm quite
touching your face.
I'm not Londoner. I'm not but I'm quite a huggy person. I'm quite a touchy-feely person, and I realised quite how much when I wasn't allowed to hug anybody anymore. It's very sad. Tell us what you're drinking in the comments. By the way, I'm drinking Prosecco, because it references the podcast, but also I can't afford Veuve Clicquot, so I know I should be drinking like champagne in an attic with a stranger or whatever, but I'm not. But
I'm drinking a very nice Pickpool.
Ooh.
Oh, Pickpool de Pinet.
Pickpool de Pinet. I love a Pickpool.
Okay, I've got 2 choices for my next
gin.
drink.
Go on.
Oh, sorry, Polly, I cut you off. Go on.
I just said Morris is on the gin. Go on, Em. Do you want people to vote for what you should drink next?
Well, Morris is kind of, with his mediumship abilities, kind of guessed it, because I've got rhubarb and ginger gin.
Yeah.
A cough.
Not a cough.
And I've actually got
a dry, persistent cough.
I've got a lager.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen you drink lager.
It's see-through because of the green on the can. It's really cool.
Well, I thought I'd have a lager because of Eric.
So Morris is
Might have
drinking.
that at the end.
Morris is drinking Hendrick's gin single malt and has a Cuban cigar, which I was about to say makes him sound a little bit like Charlie Gimbert, but that's not a compliment, so I'm going to take that back.
I was going to say it makes him sound like, what was that guy's name? Bertram Montague Montserrat. I hope that's not an answer. Is that an answer later on?
Yeah. Claudia's drinking a Bloody English, which she said is Bloody English. Sounds like my dad. When I say that, Bloody Mary made with gin. Alexander says he's drinking Stella because he's a pleb like Eric. Cheers to you, my darling.
I do wish more than anything that I had a can of Stella. I asked for lager and I was delivered this South London nonsense.
So Morris is saying, is it true Ian Mcshane didn't drink? I think the problem is he did drink and now he doesn't drink. So we'll leave it at that. But we do have a round about Mr. Mcshane later. So I am going to whiz through. Oh, Harriet says she's alert, but I wasn't alert enough to see that comment until now. Well done, Harriet. Stay alert. Yes. Right. So I'm going to whiz through the answers. Yes. Stay alert.
I mean, it's not political.
Let's not be political. Right. So the answer to question 1, what was the name of the first episode to be based on a book, and what was the name of the book upon which it was based? It was The Firefly Cage, based on the Firefly
Gadroon.
We like the word Gadroon. On what date was the original Lovejoy episode, first episode of Lovejoy aired? It was on the 10th of January, 1986, and we did our first recording on the 10th of January. when we started this podcast, but we didn't come out, I don't think, until about April. 10th of January. If you got that right, well done. Maybe get a hobby. Another hobby.
This is a hobby.
It's a hobby. What is the real name of the stately home near Sudbury used as Felsham Hall? I don't know how to pronounce this, so people are going to correct me. Is it Belchamp or Belcamp Hall?
Belchamp.
You see,
I was deferring to Helen as the one person who would know.
Belchamp, but maybe they say Belchamp.
I'm going to call it Belchamp because that's what my dad would call it. Belchamp Hall. It's probably Belchamp. Where's Vial when you need him? Felsham Hall. As opposed to Felsham Hall. Maybe is that why they called it Felsham Hall? Which came first? Who wrote? Somebody will know that and will tell me in great detail. Who wrote the theme music for the series? That was Dennis King. And he appeared in the final episode, which I told you, but it was called Last Tango in Lavenham. And it's the first episode, the only episode of Lovejoy that's actually made me cry. And what is the name
I've cried at nearly all of them. I'm a big crier.
And what is the name of the plantation in the Lost Colony, which is, in my humble opinion, the finest, it's actually 2 episodes ever. It's the Cedar Creek Plantation. It's in North Carolina. Well, it's not real, but you know, it would be in North Carolina. How are we doing so far? Alexander said that's not how Lady Jane would pronounce it. I'm sure it isn't, but Lady Jane was not from Yorkshire. Actually, she was from Scotland, wasn't she? Not Lady Jane. Phyllis is from Scotland. Charlotte's occupation, she was an auctioneer. Tinker's actual army rank was corporal. Corporal punishment. What school did Jane and Victoria attend together? They went to Benenden. I feel I should do the rest of this. And I don't know what you think of my sort of Lady Jane voice and whether I can actually pull it off or if it just sounds somewhat patronising. But no, you're both looking horrified.
I've never heard you talk like that. It really scared me.
I'm a woman of many talents. Okay, and what was the name of the dog in Love Knots? That was Saskia, and she didn't call Saskia, who was a boy, which must have confused them. And how about the dog in Raise the Hispanic? That was Lassie, who I think was also a boy. There's a penchant for male dogs in, because my favourite was the one in Smoky Nose, whose name I actually can't remember.
Waldorf. They were named after salads. Oh,
they weren't
really named after salads. We just decided that.
We decided they were. Called like, I don't know, cob and mixed leaf. I don't know. So, Helen, over to you.
So, question 12. The only guest star to play 3 different characters is Gwen Humble. Previously, or at the time, married to Ian and Mcshane.
Still is married to Mcshane.
They're still married, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm getting confused.
They've been married for years and years.
He had some previous marriages that but he is still married to her. Apologies, Gwen. So yeah, Gwen Humble. Question 13, the father and daughter duo who made guest appearances in Lovejoy is Nadeem Sawala and Julia Sawala. So you have a point for each. So if you got one of them, you can have, there's 2 points if you got both, I think. Yeah. Freddie the Phone was played by the wonderful Alexi Sale. Question 14.
Love him.
Question 15, Virginia McKenna played Harriet Fisher in Love Knots. Question 16, Warren Clark played Brian Nunn, who was a bin man, or a, what's it called, waste disposal operative, or whatever you call them these days.
Bin person.
Essential key worker.
Refuse collector.
Yeah, refuse collector, bin man.
Bin man.
Next clump, where did they go? Question 17. Alex wanted Jane to move to Hong Kong with him. And obviously she didn't go. Spoiler alert. Not much of a spoiler. Question 18. The name of the pub where Tinker went to live with his sister was the Pilchard Inn. That's a pretty terrible name for a pub, but never mind. Question 19. The museum where Beth got a job, which was commutable from Lavenham, was the Fitzwilliam Museum in Cambridge. Question 20. When Lovejoy was in Spain, Eric briefly worked as a security guard, which is where he got all his expert knowledge of safes from, and retinal recognition technology. That is the answer. The answer is security guard.
And he was still scared of dogs.
He had a great hat.
Yeah.
And he had a good hat.
And he wore a uniform, which Em may have enjoyed quite a lot.
Do we want to do our dog
more the
impressions? you remember our dog impressions?
So scores. So it's out of
That'll be
how many questions that have got 2 questions that have got 2 points, right? So it's out of 22.
I think there were 3 questions that had 2 points. Question 1 had 2 points, question 2 had 2 points, and question one of the others.
Yeah. Yes.
13.
Yeah. So that's 23. So how are people doing so far out of 23 points? How are people getting on?
Oh, wow. So Gary got 11, which is pretty damn good. We've got a 9, we've got an 8. These are not bad. People who do pub quizzes regularly will know that, you know, anything even close to half marks is good, particularly as presumably you're all sort of playing on your own as well. Whereas when you do a pub quiz, you're in a team. So 7s, 8s, 9s, absolutely fine. Do not worry about that. Do not feel bad about that. We've got 6s, 7s, 8s. Alexander has got 10. Alexander's the one to beat.
He might have more if we agree that it's a lieutenant corporal and not a corporal. But I didn't know the answer to that. So.
We've got somebody with 20. Lucas claims to have. No, I'm not doubting you at all.
That's Kev.
21.
That's Kev.
Is that Kev?
Yeah, he's logging in with his kids login thing. I'm pretty sure it is anyway.
21.
Of course he knows everything.
Kev, my darling, the emoticon you should have used there is the smug face emoticon, not just the smiley face emoticon, but very good, very well done.
You can all hear from Kev on Wednesday because it's his he's stepped in very kindly to fill Helen's maternity leave shoes.
Absolutely. So you can listen to Kev, you'll be able to hear more from Kev, you'll be able to hear more from Kim, and you'll be able to hear more from Marv as well. And then Helen
guest stars.
So we have lots of guest stars. Kim got 12. And somebody who's called themselves Mary Poppins got 14. I feel they should have put their real name because they got a really good score, actually.
Apologies if your name really is Mary Poppins.
Oh, Alexander has said he was actually a lance corporal, not just a corporal. I was thinking corporal because of crime and punishment. Yes, of course you can get a point, my dear. And stop showing off. Right. Okay. So I don't know if anyone needs just 3 minutes to run and get more booze. We will happily just sort of talk amongst ourselves. We can ramble and
chat really. These are all the bits that I cut out afterwards, but they're quite long when we record.
Oh, Kevin has pointed out that Dennis King was also in Raise the Hispanic, and he is absolutely right. And we noticed that at the time. So if you put Raise the Hispanic for that, you can also get a point. If you put both of them, by all means, get 2 points. This is why we made the questions hard, because you all know more than we do. So again, this is fine. You are all showing your Lovejoy prowess, and we're all very, very proud of you. We are going to raise a glass of fake champagne, Pinot, whatever it is. Oh no, what are you drinking now? No, you're on the
gin. I'm on the gin. I couldn't decide between the gin and the lager, but I've gone for gin.
It's going to be a long night. Strap in and have them both. So thank you. Yes,
roll in case it all goes wrong.
Yeah, I'm sat in front of my loo roll hoard now.
Your loo roll hoard, yeah. There was a distinct dent in my loo roll hoard. I never really had a hoard, you see, because I wasn't quick enough off the mark.
I don't know who doesn't always have 12 loo rolls.
I know,
surely everyone always has 12, right?
Yeah, in fact, just before lockdown, by total coincidence, I bought 24 because they were on special offer. So why? What?
Maybe I just like to live life on the edge. That I always just want to be 2 loops away from disaster.
You just buy 2 at a time, or what?
No, I buy more, but at the point that sometimes I don't always have 12. I will buy them in packs. I'm not gonna go and like take one out and say I just want one, please. But I don't then immediately, as I go into the first roll, immediately go and buy another 12.
If you're just tuning in now, this is a quiz about Lovejoy. We're just on a break.
Well, what's that quote about?
Started with that background.
Isn't there a quote that says we're only ever 3 meals away from revolution? I'm only ever 3 toilet rolls away from potential disaster and downfall, clearly. Because at the moment, I definitely haven't got... I've got about 4 in my cupboard at the moment.
But you've got a lot of books. So
you're covered.
Yes, they don't flush, though, I don't think. Books, do they? They clog up the They need some thinking about. Definitely does. They need some contingency plans. Hopefully everybody has got a drink. If you are ready to go again, then pop a little comment in. Let us know that you're still with us. We are exactly halfway through the quiz. There's everything to play for because there's loads of people on 11, 12, 13, 14. Those sorts of... Oh, Phil, you see, you're a man after my heart. You say I never have more than 4 loo rolls. True. So it was not Phil and myself who were hoarding. I think there were people across Britain just sitting on piles of loo rolls, eating their dinner off loo rolls, because they must have done something with them. Tessa has got 17, which is very impressive. Well done, Tessa.
Very impressive.
That's really good. Lovejoy slept with toilet rolls in Brighton. Yes, we know. We've just recorded that episode and it was brilliant. We had an awful lot of fun doing that. Midsummer Maniac says Sarah and I now have 987 points. I can't get my head around that, but well done. Gary says toilet humour, and Harriet is ready to roll, and I appreciate that so much that I am indeed going to go into the next round. So cheers to you, Harriet.
Wait, I forgot to show everybody my nails. Hold on. Can you see them? Oh, they're a bit stumpy looking now.
They match your background.
Your background looks a little bit like it's from a sort of Kylie Minogue video the first time around. The sort of, I should be so lucky, I should be lucky, I should be so lucky in love.
Do you know that's the first time, and I don't know how it comes across on YouTube, so it might not have worked as well, but because we're in the Zoom meeting that we're then pushing out onto YouTube, that is the first time I've heard anyone sing on Zoom and it be in time.
I know.
Normally it works.
In time. Because me and Paul are so in sync with each other.
Professionals.
I've been doing choirs on YouTube and it's a nightmare, and I was in one where they said, well, let's all try and sing together, and after about 5 minutes they went, you know what, everyone just mute yourselves and just sing to yourself, I'm sure it'll be fine. Right, the next clump is called All About Ian, and this is a chance to claw back some points. Some of those who were doubting their Lovejoy prowess, this is your chance to shine. The first question is, which is question 21, what was the name of the West End stage musical in which Ian Mcshane starred in 2000? Claudia says fab nails. I agree. I concur.
Took me bloody ages.
Okay, question 22 was, what is the first episode of Lovejoy which was directed by Ian Mcshane? Because he directed several. I think we talked to we talked to Chris about this, I think, didn't we?
Did we?
We would say hello to Chris.
Oh, I see what you mean. We did talk about Ian Mcshane directing, and we talked about directing stuff. I thought you meant we talked to him about this episode, which I definitely could not have done.
Oh, I'm pretty sure we did. I'm pretty sure we did.
Clue. If anyone listens,
that's a bit of a clue. That is a bit of a clue. But Em's going to get overcome in a minute, so let's move on. But we have to say hello. Actually, if Chris is here, he's another person who's been incredibly kind to us. So hello, Chris. Cheers, and I hope you're also staying safe and that you are enjoying your Saturday night. He's probably doing something else. He probably is enjoying his Saturday night.
Watching Eurovision.
Watching Eurovision. Okay, so this one, this isn't going to be a clue because no one knows anything about me, but I was going to say this is what links Ian Mcshane and myself, but it doesn't really. In which northern city was Ian Mcshane born? Everyone's gone very quiet. It's disconcerting. Question 24.
Helen and I are both muted as we bellow at people to get us more.
Sorry, yeah, my maternity leave is sort of ending. There's a screaming baby.
Oh, that's all right.
I know. He might be now involved in the quiz.
Is he just going, they're too hard? Okay, question 24 was, which football team does Ian Mcshane famously support? You will have spotted the mugs in numerous episodes of Lovejoy.
This is an easy one.
Phil says he doesn't do musicals. I don't think this one received particular acclaim anyway, did it?
There's a film of it as well, although he's not in the film.
He's not in the film. Who's in the film? Jack Nicholson.
The film isn't a musical either, is it? Or
it's not a musical. But no, I don't think it is. Is it a musical? Jack Nicholson's in the film anyway. It was originally isn't it a John Updike book, isn't it, originally? I believe.
John Updike? Is it?
Is it a John Updike book?
I mean,
did I make that up?
It's probably right.
Okay. Question 25. What was the name? Oh, we're going to have to sing again in a minute. What was the name of the album that Ian Mcshane released in 1992?
If we ever do a live show, we'll have at least one interpretive dance to one of these tracks. It's worth a listen.
And light the door. Anyway. Okay, and question 26 before I pass on to M is Ian Mcshane won a Golden Globe for his role in which TV show? He's been in a lot of good stuff recently, actually, many of which he should have won a Golden Globe for, but he won a Golden Globe for his role in this TV show, just fairly long running when it was not Lovejoy. Okay, M, over to you.
I'm going to unmute myself properly. Going to change my background for the final time, I think. Oh, no, maybe not. I've got a couple. Look! Sorry. That's
amazing. How long did this take you?
I mean, I can't go out or do anything. And I only work 3 days a week, so...
I've just done the BBC thing of like sit myself in front of a bookshelf, but not close enough that people can actually see the book, so it makes me look intellectual.
I mean, to be fair, Polly, you did write the entire quiz, host it on your YouTube channel, set up for Just Giving. Like, you have done quite a lot. All I've done is put a picture of bloody Eric Catchpole behind me on a moped.
I've got it in front of a wall that this is my wall of smug, because it's all pictures of the days when we could actually leave the country.
What a nice thing to be able to look at, though. I've got a green screen which is covering up all the trash in my house, basically. So I've got 2 clumps. I've got recurring characters, and then I've got a music round. Yes. So recurring characters. Here we go. Question 27. Who played Vicky in Series 6? Who played Vicky in Series 6?
Again, if you know who played Vicky in other series, well done you. But this is Series 6.
Question 28. What was Lovejoy's daughter's name? I think this is a controversial question. But am I wrong?
Oh, sorry. What was it? It should be what was Lovejoy's daughter's name in Series 1?
In Series 1. Now, I think this is possibly because I'm just a bad cutter and paster. What was Lovejoy's daughter's name in Series 1, in the first series?
Otherwise, it'd be a very controversial question. Plus, we've just told you the answer in the previous question.
Yeah, true.
She had an identity crisis in between Series 1 and 2.
Question 29. Eric Deacon wrote the episode Fair Exchange and also appeared as which recurring character? I'm trying to adjust my green screen.
Like him.
That's Eric Deacon. Which recurring character does he play? Okay, ready for the next one? Question 30. Who made 7... My husband got the answer to this question, and I don't understand how. I don't understand how anyone would get the answer to this question, but here we go. Who made several appearances as Charlotte Cavendish's father? Who made several appearances as Charlotte Cavendish's... That's quite hard to say. Cavendish's.
It is after that many. Pino.
Yeah, I think I might have had a bit too much to drink, if I'm brutally honest. Yeah. Who played Charlotte's father, basically? Okay, here's a good question. In Series 1, Amanda, Charlie's sister, has a tattoo of what on her bottom? I'll show you.
I've just learned the sign language for it, so I'll show you later on.
Oh, I feel that sign language must be very obvious. Is that a clue? Have I accidentally given a clue there? Okay. Number 32. This is the last question from recurring characters before we go on to the music round. I am actually going to pour myself another drink before the music round. I'll be very quick. The last question of recurring characters is, what is the name of Lovejoy's old mentor who appears in 2 episodes? What is the character name of Lovejoy's mentor?
Again, if you know those episodes, good for you. It's been a long lockdown.
Extra points.
It's been a very long lockdown.
Oh, do you think I should repeat these questions now, or should I do them at the end? Just because the music one's quite...
Read them now. The music say quick fire rounds.
Yeah. And I can't remember if you repeated yours or not, Polly.
I did them all at the end, but you, however you want to do it.
I'll just do a super quick rundown, because I know that the music round is the pinnacle of everyone's quizzing experience. So recurring characters. Question 27, who played Vicky in series 6? Question 28, what was Lovejoy's daughter's name in series 1? Question 29, Eric Deacon appeared as which recurring character? He wrote the episode Fair Exchange, but he also appeared as which recurring character? Question 30, it's the one I can't say. Who made several appearances as Charlotte's father? Charlotte Cavendish's father. Question 31, in series 1, Amanda, Charlie's sister, has a tattoo of what on her bum?
A bottom.
Her buttocks.
If
Sorry,
you have any
to say
on
what's
your
bum over and over again.
with us now.
And question 32, the last one from the recurring characters round. What is the name of Lovejoy's mentor, who appears in 2 episodes? One that we've done very recently. So if you don't know, shame on you. Right. Stay there, everybody. I need
Well,
to...
she's getting a drink, so
I'm going to mute myself.
Top herself up. I'm sure that, we are £37 away from our. That's
Why
amazing.
Is that so small?
I was going to say, is that a tiny glass, or have you moved it really far away? Or have you got a really big hand?
I'm quite disappointed with that. I said, bring me a beer, and I got
the ladies' glass.
What that is? I don't know what that is.
It's a ladies' glass, which would make it misogyny of the week. It's very little.
It's a looking beer.
What if this beer now explodes all over me? This would be really awful. Ooh.
Well,
and for once, I've painted my nails and not stuck them on, so they're not going to come off on my beer, which is good.
Well, Emmy's wrestling with her beer. We are £37 away from our £500 target for Royal Trinity Hospice, which is amazing. I would love us to get to the £500 target, just because, I like to have targets.
It's because she wants me to cut my fringe in with the kitchen scissors.
And
that's really what it is.
And I like to have targets. We're £37 away. If anyone is able to donate, even if it's only a couple of quid, thank you to all of you who have already, and I know loads of you have. Thank you so much. If you go to justgiving.com/Lovejoy-actually, definitely worth a couple of quid that I managed to say it without slurring my words this time. So go to justgiving.com/Lovejoy-actually. Come on, twice I've done it now. And chuck us a couple of quid. That would be amazing, and we can get £500 for Royal Trinity Hospice. That would be absolutely.
That would be so cool. And share us on social media and stuff like that, because then, if everyone, like Polly said earlier, if everyone gave like £1, that would be incredible.
It would. It definitely would. Are you ready for the final round now, then, Em?
Yeah, I got a bit distracted because I've never actually managed to pour a beer this well in my life. So obviously I should always be doing it on Zoom. I haven't actually finished topping up mine. Let's do it. Am I going to ruin it now? I feel Polly's the one who's got the skill in this area. Look at that. I'm so pleased with myself. Right.
Well done,
An extra northern for some reason. The final round, the music round, there's only 8 questions. And all you have to do in this round is write down, don't know why you write it down, write down whether these bands are real. Are they real beat combos from the real world, or were they invented for Lovejoy? Yeah, popular beat combos.
Could there be popmobilia about them or not?
Yes, exactly.
I should have called it popmobilia.
Yes, is it mobilia or not mobilia? Pop mobilia or not mobilia?
Not mobilia. So were they real or were they only in Lovejoy? Yeah,
so all you have to write down is real or Lovejoy. Here we go. Get ready, everybody. Oh, I wish I hadn't poured this now because I want to put it down. Am I going to spill it all over where I'm sitting? Probably. Hold on 1 second. Ooh. No. Okay.
The build
I
up.
have spilled it all over myself, sorry. Can you hear me still?
The sound is immense.
Yep.
Everyone's on tenterhooks.
Okay, here we go. First question. Astrovamps. Astrovamps. Real or Lovejoy? Astrovamps. Next one, I'm going to do this quite quick. Hot tramps. Hot tramps. Real or just on the telly? Hot tramps. I'm going to have to not laugh as well because some of these are brilliant. So far we've had Astrovamps and hot tramps. Next one, dead lizard. Dead lizard. Real or Lovejoy? Crispy Ambulance. Are Crispy Ambulance a real band? Or do they feature in popular BBC comedy drama Lovejoy? Holy Grail. I think it's the Holy Grail. Are they real or are they just on Lovejoy? This is actually my favourite band. Torn Limb. Torn Limb. Real band or just on Lovejoy? Followed by, I'm doing like the rundown of the top 10. Well, I should have changed hang on, I'm changing my background back to looking like I'm on the thing. Right. I feel better now. I feel like more like.
Are you going to do it like at number 25, 2 places down from last week? We have got.
Where did I get to? I've actually forgotten where I got to, and I knocked my headphone out, so I can't hear anything. Hold on. Back in. Oh, very professional, this podcast. It's the most professional one I listen to, if I'm brutally honest. That was a lie. Okay, we had Holy Grail, or possibly the Holy Grail, real or Lovejoy. Then Torn Limb. Are they real or were they just on the telly? Last two, Virgin Prunes. That's a sentence. It's not even a sentence. That's a phrase I never thought I would say on the internet on a Saturday night. Virgin Prunes. Real band, just on Lovejoy. And the final one, Hothouse Flowers. Hothouse Flowers. Are they real? Or were they just in that one episode of Lovejoy?
Does that imply you can have slutty prunes?
Or just like, no, I can't think of another. I can't think of an in-between.
Yeah,
isn't that terrible?
Consummated prunes.
Consummated prunes.
Prunes look like they've been through some shit, don't they? I mean, prunes look like they've lived.
I like consummated prunes.
I like consummated prunes. I wish that could have been one of the questions, but it wouldn't have worked.
It wouldn't.
So I'll quickly run down those bands again without pausing. All you need to do is write down, are they real or were they just on Lovejoy? Astrovamps, Hot Tramps, Dead Lizard, Crispy Ambulance, Holy Grail, Torn Limb, Virgin Prunes, Hothouse Flowers. That was like the most beautiful found poem I've ever
It was.
performed. Astrovamps, Hot Tramps, Dead Lizard, Crispy Ambulance. Oh, if my accent was better, that would be better. Holy Grail, Torn Limb, Virgin Prunes, and Hothouse Flowers. That concludes the second part of the quiz, which technically concludes the quiz, but we're going to tell you the answers, because if we didn't, that would be really mean, wouldn't it?
We are.
So
You all on the edge of your seats.
I mean, my foot's gone numb because I'm sat in a really stupid position to make my background work. But technically, yes, that is the edge of my seat.
Cool. So we'll start with the all about Ian questions. Question 21. What was the name of the West End stage musical in which Ian Mcshane starred in 2000? It was The Witches of Eastwick, which was interesting.
Witches of Eastwick. Oh, you were going to do it anyway. Sorry, go on. Do the anecdote.
I was going to say I met him after I went to the stage door. I was the only person, and I hung around at the stage door, and he came out in a baseball cap. He's very small, and he was really nice to me. And then he had to get in a car to take him over to Television Centre because they were doing, I think it was with Comic Relief or one of those, or Children in Need. He was the caster on one of those. He was very good, actually. You can see there's a really good clip of him singing I Love a Little Town, which you can find on YouTube. There you go. The first episode of Lovejoy, directed by Ian Mcshane, was, do you want to say this one?
Eric of Arabia.
Eric
it's
of
my
Arabia.
favorite one.
It is her favourite one. I mean, she keeps it quiet, so you might have missed that, but it is. And we're getting some brilliant answers coming in, by the way. Somebody suggested stewed prunes. Someone suggested harlot prunes, which I quite like. I like harlot prunes.
I like stewed prunes. That was hilarious.
Alexander says easy prunes. Easy prunes is that's the one. I think that's the one.
That's the one. That's our band name, guys.
And Phil said he got another one right, so well done, Phil. Question 3: in which northern city was Mcshane born? He was born in Blackburn, which is the city, not where I was born, but it is the city where I was adopted.
Is it a city?
Yes, a city. It's got an underwhelming.
It's got a cathedral.
Underwhelming.
It's got a cathedral opposite a Wetherspoons. And I went and read my adoption file in a basement in the rain, which was very fitting. Pathetic fallacy and all that.
Pathetic fallacy, getting it in. Why isn't Huddersfield a city? That's got a cathedral and shitloads of people. And yet
Where's that?
I'm from Huddersfield. Huddersfield's not a city.
But he wasn't born in Huddersfield. He was born in Blackburn. Which football teams he famously support? It's Manchester United, as Helen's granddad will tell you, because apparently he's not dead. So Ian McShane's dad, played for Manchester United. And did we put out the interview with Helen's granddad in the end? We did. We put it on Patreon, didn't we?
I think it's a Patreon special, everybody.
A Patreon special. You can hear Helen's granddad telling everybody about how he used to read the announcements at Manchester United.
And they live next door to Ian McShane's parents, my grandparents.
And they live next door to Harry Mcshane, who is a footballer, of course, for Man U.
But if you know all of that, like Polly and Helen knew each other anyway. That isn't why they know each other or why they're friends.
No, that would be weird.
There's some weird kind of 7 degrees of separation kind of thing. What was the name of the album in 1992? It was From Both Sides Now, which is Joni Mitchell's song. So there you go, which he sang, which was I don't think it was the last. Was it the last song on the album? No, Shadow of Your Smile was the last song on the album, wasn't it? Started with Avalon, I know that. Now the party's over, I'm so tired. Enough of that. Question 26, Ian McShane won a Golden Globe, of course, for his role in Deadwood, which is amazing. I'm going to tell you this just because it was really funny. There was a guy who I met through work, who has since moved on. I'm still not going to say his name, but who got into a conversation with me about Deadwood, and he was really intellectual, this guy, and had a PhD in that, and he was like, oh yes, I found Deadwood extremely baroque. And I just went, what? Oh, it had lots of swearing in. Yes, it was very baroque. So there you go. Next time you watch Deadwood, you can think, well, that was very baroque. That concludes my questions. I'll give you back to Em.
Yeah, hang on. I'm going to change my background for the final time, I think. I don't know if this one's going to work. It's the one
Claudia said that the interview with Grandad was so lovely.
Oh, thank you, Claudia. It says me as though it was my granddad or anything to do with me.
I feel like I should explain that I now have a baby about my person, so apologies for my distracted.
Look, my green screen's not as good now, even though technically this is my favourite background.
I like it.
Yeah. I've got to try.
Can I just announce we have exceeded our total?
Yes! Come on!
£130 for the Royal Trinity Hospice. You people are amazing and beautiful and generous and wonderful, and it means so much to us, and it will mean a lot to them because they're struggling at the moment.
So much to them.
So much. Cheers, you are wonderful.
Cheers.
Thank you
Cheers.
so very much.
And everybody. I think, the other thing to point out is that Royal Trinity Hospice is very close to, certainly close to my heart because I've got personal links with it besides Lovejoy. But also Helen and I both live, really, really near. So it's one of our local charities. So for us, it's just so important that they can get some support while their shops are shut.
Absolutely.
And I've got about 10 bags of things to give to them when they reopen. So.
And on another happy note, Phil got the Deadwood question right. So well done, Phil. Cheers to you.
Phil.
Well done.
So I've just realised it's me, isn't it? I've got to tell you the answers.
It is you.
Okay. Question 27. Amelia Curtis played Vicky in Series 6. Amelia Curtis, that's 1 point. But Lovejoy's daughter's name in Series 1 was Kate. Her name was Kate. And then mysteriously it was Vicky. I mean, not that I've got anything against someone wanting to change their name halfway through, but still.
It was unexplained.
Yes, it was unexplained. That's what the mystery is about it. Eric Deacon played, I didn't know his surname until I saw the answer to this question. Dennis Hardwick.
Dennis.
The policeman.
Friendly policeman. We do like a bit of...
The next one, the question that I couldn't really say properly and will struggle with even more now, I think, and that my husband got. How? The actor who appeared as Charlotte's dad, Charlotte Cavendish's father, was David Ryle. Who's he?
He was in Outnumbered.
Okay. I've not got a clue who he is. Mind you, yes.
You got it right as well, so it's not just your husband.
Okay, I feel better now. In series 1, Amanda, Charlie's sister, had a Lovejoy tattoo on her bum. No, she didn't really. She had a butterfly. Oh, Polly, do you want to do sign language?
I was going to say, this is...
Can I guess what it is before you do it? Because I think I know. Is it quite literally this?
Almost. You do your hands like that and go up like that. I think it's the most beautiful sign. But to lighten the mood, can I show you the one for dinosaur? Because I think at this point they ran out of decent signs and just started to take the piss. Dinosaur is...
that insinuates that without the...
That's like its mouth.
It's something else. But that means that...
I haven't got that far.
Yeah.
I've only got to like level 3 on this course I'm doing. So
I do know, and Helen might know this as well, that when you go to sing, is that right? Sing and sign, that you learn very quickly that when you sing Twinkle, 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 Little Star, you don't say like a diamond in the sky, because
means something else.
It's a diamond.
It's not. It's something very different.
Something different. You say like a diamond in the sky.
And my daughter loves to make shapes with her hands. And diamond is one of her favourites to do.
Yeah, and it's
the
a
sparkly
different
one.
Kind of diamond. It's a special lady diamond, isn't it?
Why would you do that when you can see I'm not muted? How rude.
I'm sorry.
I'm fine. Christ on the cross, why were we talking about that? I haven't even done that. Butterfly. Amanda has a butterfly tattooed on her arm.
To explain what I'm doing.
You can, oh bless her. I thought she was going to just turn her screen off, but no, she's being fully... Can
I just say, as if to lower the mood, Kim has just written, he's dead now.
Who's dead?
David Ryle is dead now.
Oh, is he?
And Morris has said Morris has said that's Baby Shark, but I'm not sure what is Baby Shark.
That baby shark. Oh, so maybe he means that shark. So that's shark, but with that added, it's dinosaur.
Baby dinosaur.
Okay, hang on. I've got to change my background because it's actually putting me off.
Alexandra said, "Lady Diamond has now entered my lexicon. We aim to please."
What is it? Educational and entertaining. Right, the final one in recurring characters. The name of
everyone's got a very low bar for entertainment by this stage in the lockdown. So.
The name of Lovejoy's mentor, Lovejoy 1.0, if we want to go that way, is Jim Leonard. And if you've been listening along with us, you would have known that, Jim Leonard. Oh look, there's Helen's room where we sometimes record. That's nice, isn't it? A little insight. Although actually we've more recorded where Polly is, I think.
Yeah, this is our studio. I'm here in the studio. This is where it all happens.
This has also been a studio. My partner just decided to walk in and be on the screen.
Hi, Mike. I'm just gonna text mine and make him come up. Come up and say hello. I'm gonna say.
Yeah, we have recorded in this room as well sometimes.
Where is Stu? Let me just do that. Oh, I've given it away. Come up. I'm like my mother. I can't type and not talk at the same time. Okay, so here we go. The one that everybody was looking forward to, the music round. I'm going to do this very quickly because I'm quite drunk. Astrovamps. They're real, everybody. Astro Vamps are real. Hot Tramps, Justin Lovejoy. The
Great
drummer,
name,
was
though.
it the drummer from Hot Tramps who went out with Eric and then?
Yeah. Hot Tramps. He was ripping the posters down all over town, wasn't he?
Yeah. What a good, do you know what, having a partner who's, well, not partner, he was just her boyfriend, wasn't he? But you know what I mean. Having someone in your life who supports your creative endeavours is very important, isn't it? No wonder he felt a bit gutted when she split up with him and he was like, put all these posters up, you absolute cow. Anyway, none of it's real. Lovejoy isn't real. Sorry to break that to you, everybody. Dead Lizard, one of my favourite band names ever, but it's not real. It's from Montezuma's Revenge, is that right?
DED Lizard, Dead Lizard. Yeah.
DED, like Def Leppard, but lizards and dead, not deaf. Anyway, Crispy Ambulance, apparently they're real. Polly, I'm just going to assume they're your favourite band, and that's why you put them on.
Do you know what? The adverts that I'm getting on social media having looked at this stuff up are now absolutely hilarious.
So yeah, Crispy Ambulance are real.
They're a metal band.
Holy Grail, or I think it was the Holy Grail, were just for Lovejoy. Although surely there's a band.
I'm sure there is a band called Holy Grail.
It's the one where Eric really wanted to get tickets. I can't really remember, but Torn Limb, they're my favourite. They are my favourite, and they're not real. They're
definitely
just for Lovejoy. Eric says,
but
I
it's
had
Eric's
tickets to
favourite
Torn
band,
Limb.
weren't they?
Virgin Prunes, that we've had a lot of discussion about, they're real.
What was the name we liked the most that people came up with? I already can't remember.
I liked oh my god, I can't read my leg.
Harlot Prunes I liked.
Harlot Prunes, we like Harlot
No,
Prunes.
I like Stewed Prunes. Really tickled me.
That
was hilarious. And the final one, Hot House Flowers, Trick Question. Both.
Yeah, they were real, but they featured in an episode of Lovejoy. So.
And Kevin, I know we missed off the Merry Ploughboys, and I'm sorry. Polly wrote the piece before that episode.
Gary Lewis, though. Gary Lewis says, guessing the brands brilliantly. So well done, Gary Lewis. These are some good names. I might look up the repertoire of Crispy Ambulance, the oeuvre of Crispy Ambulance, if you will.
Also, we did ask Chris Jury these questions when we interviewed him, and I think he was so confused.
He was also
sorry,
confused that we gave him a box of chocolate seashells, and he was massively confused by that. And when we explained it to him, he just looked a little bit afraid and sort of stepped back a little bit. We said, oh, well, you know, you don't like seafood, and this is what Lovejoy brought you from Belgium. And he sort of went, oh, okay.
It's not real, everybody. Is that? Oh, it's supposed to.
So Phil got, scores on the doors, everybody pop their scores in. Phil got 9 right in the second half. He says he really came alive in the music round, didn't we all, Phil? Anybody else wanting to share their scores? They're a lot quieter than they were in, Harriet got 10. Harriet got 10. Thanks for the music round. Well done, Harriet. And thank you for your donation as well. It's really, really kind. Anyone else have scores? I want to know how Kev did and how all the people who claim to be on sort of 20, 19, 18, those sort of...
Yeah, we want your total.
If they've been drinking, they might have like steadily declined.
So Gary Lewis has 25 as a grand total, and he says a wasted life. Not at all, Gary. You have our utmost respect. And also great thanks for turning up. But 25 is more than respectable. It's spectacular and somewhat disconcerting, if I may. Maurice McCone got 16. He's put a sad face. Don't put a sad face. That's not bad. 16 is not bad at all for a pub quiz. That's absolutely fine.
And to be fair, even if you got 0, we should all be doing like absolutely amazed happy faces because we raised money for charity. I can't believe we did this.
Off charity.
I'm so impressed.
Phil, I'm going to read this because this will make you two feel good. I've been hopeless. You have not at all, but never mind. He says, I've been hopeless, but it's been very entertaining watching my favourite podcasters get pissed. So thanks.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like being on Big Brother, isn't it?
Did you say my favourite podcasters?
Yeah, earlier on, Helen said, surely we're not anybody's favourite podcasters. And I was like, yes, we are.
Manuel and Tessa got 16 in the second half. Now, I can't remember what you got in the first half, but that's a pretty damn good score overall. Oh, that's 33. They got 33 overall.
They might be the winners. And does anyone
that's possibly one to beat. Very good. A.R. Rich got 32. Close, but no Cuban cigar. Will Colley got a total of 13, but had a good time. Bless you. Thank you so much for coming. Kim got 12 again, so that's 24 overall, which is pretty good. Oh, wowza. Okay, I am sorry, Tessa, you may be the runner-up because Lucas Martin-Law's got 37. So
of course
Kev,
he has.
Lucas Martin-Law's. Okay, Kev got 37 overall.
Well done, Kev.
Think they can beat 37? Harriet got 26 in total, which is very, very good. Kim got 24. She says it's very depressing for her, but yes, Kim, your standards are, you do set a very high bar for this, so I wouldn't worry at all.
A high Lovejoy bar.
A very high Lovejoy bar, which is our kind of bar. Although to be fair, any bar is our kind of bar, isn't it, really? So this is what you're playing for, and I think it is going to be Kev's. I have to say, I think this is going to be Kev's.
But don't worry, just for taking part, you get a certificate.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
There's a bit of competing going on here because Kim says you've been my favourite since the beginning. So not that it's competitive. Not that it's
been there since day one.
You've all said all the right things. Flattery will get you everywhere. So keep going. So 37 to beat. John Boy loves you. Got 22 altogether, which is pretty good. It's not 37, is it? So let's see. Kev says I need a life after lockdown. Did you have a life before lockdown, Kev? I'm pretty sure you do have a life. You were podcasting with us last week, so if you don't have a life, what am I saying? Move on. Anyone else? Any more? 37, anything below? What have we got? Everyone's in the 20s. Everyone's pretty good. Alexander says, do we all get a certificate? You do.
Yes, you do. I'm going to put it in the chat.
Certificates from?
What I would probably, what do you want people to do, Em, to claim their certificates? Do you want them to email us so we can email you the certificate?
Yeah, email us at, what is our email address? It's really complicated. LovejoyActuallyPod@gmail.com, or you can tweet us if you PM us on Twitter, but send us your email address. On Instagram, to be fair.
Or on Instagram. You can PM us on any of these formats and we will email you your participation certificate. I had nothing better to do with my Saturday night certificate.
Yeah, give us your name. Give us whatever name you want to appear on your certificate. We'll
Alexander's going to frame it. Well done. Again, flattery will get you everywhere.
You can go on his wall of smug. I hope you're going to put one on yours, Polly.
Get your certificate and frame it. We want a picture of it framed.
Can I get a certificate that said I helped to run the Lovejoy?
Yeah, I'll do you a special one. Polly, I'll do you a really special one.
Kev says, I love you, ladies. We love you too, Kev. You're amazing. And actually, we recorded with Kev a couple of weeks ago, and
it's going up this Wednesday.
It's going to come out this Wednesday. He is one of the world's good people, and you must listen. It was a delight and a joy, and it was really lovely. And thank you for helping us out. And he came prepared.
Yeah, he was overly prepared.
He came prepared. We came with booze. If there are not any more comments, I think we're going to close this all down in just a minute. But
what we might do, because this has been so nice, hasn't it? We might do a little bit of a tweet along, watch along, not necessarily on YouTube. But maybe, I don't know, of the final episode in series 4, because we're nearly there.
Nice.
I mean, I can't remember what it's called. What's it called? Lovejoy loses it.
Lovejoy loses it.
Lovejoy loses it. So just to say, we're still on £513. That's exceeded our target, but obviously the page is still open because we have some other fundraising, very exciting ventures coming up for you.
Including me cutting my fringe now with bloody kitchen scissors. Well done me for saying that on Instagram.
Em's going to cut the fringe. We are also going to be hosting a charity auction at some point soon. It's partly being held up until the lockdown is lifted a little bit further, so we can actually collect some of the merchandise. So stay alert, staying alert, because then they'll maybe lift some of the lockdown. We can go and get all the merchandise, and we're going to be flogging all sorts of things. I have even got, in preparation for the quiz, a gavel.
Yeah, we've got merchandise. We've got a prop from literally everybody's favourite episode, which is going to be like £1 million, but that's fine. But we've also got signed memorabilia. What's it called? TV memorabilia.
Yeah.
From the cat.
Tell him, Amelia. We're now up to 523. So keep those donations coming in, or as Bob Geldof would say, give us your fucking money. We are up to £523.
Tell your friends.
Again is justgiving.com/Lovejoy-actually. It's going to stay open indefinitely and until Royal Trinity don't need our support anymore. We are also giving them a portion of our Patreon money once we've basically covered our own expenses. We're giving them some of our Patreon money as well. So an extra thank you to you wonderful people who give to us on Patreon.
And we'll do that even after we were doing that before. That won't ever end.
Yeah, we will keep doing that, but for now they're really desperate of the money. Did you want to say anything else? Sorry, I'm completely hogging this thing. Did you want to say anything else?
Because you're the Lovejoy expert.
Just thank you, and sorry to everyone for my distraction and my poor lighting. Now I've moved, and the general having to wrangle a baby in the middle of all of this. But
Helen, you are such an inspiration.
I've enjoyed my
You're amazing. We love you.
So many incredibly difficult things, including moving house, by the way.
I just like to give myself a challenge in life.
Yeah, in just such a...
You pick your moments, Helen.
And just the fact that you were like, yeah, I'll still come and do the quiz. I mean, that's so well done. I love you all. I'm quite drunk now. Also, we don't actually know how to turn this off. So technically...
And we're going to finish our bottles of Prosecco. And we're going
to all my drink.
And we're going to stop. We're going to figure out how to stop the live stream.
Yeah, we don't really know how. If we suddenly go, that's sorry about that. But we'll be on Twitter and we'll be on Instagram as we always are, and we will let you know if we do a tweet along or if we do a watch along for Lovejoy Loses It, which is the last one in series 4, because we're just about to get to the end of series 4. So it'll be cool to watch it with all of you, because I didn't know so many of you were going to come.
Yay!
So thank you
so much, everyone.